What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We swap the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And Chris Abacon.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? So welcome to Friday's episode. So Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursday's Ask a CISSP. Please go back and watch the one with Matthew Hale. It was a really good interview. I really did have fun talking to him, and we'll definitely have him on the show more frequently to talk about We Gonna Learn Today, which is his website, which deals with Black history, and it makes it fun, right? There's a lot of educational tools and books and just like a lot of really cool stuff. It's completely free on the website, so definitely check that out. WeGonnaLearnToday.org. And then Fridays, everything else just like this. So we just basically is the nonsense episode. So we talk about movies, books, games, all that cool stuff, just to unwind. But without further ado, Shannon, how was your week?
It was good, man. When you said nonsense, it made me think of Terry Tate, and he's like, "Condense the nonsense." Like it's everything. It was a good week. Work was okay. Every once in a while you get pissed off, but it is what it is. I know that for me, I told you guys how I've been going back and watching like old stuff and whatnot. Like I'm back on Elementary again, man. Like it was something that got me in a Sherlock mood. You know what I mean? So I started watching Elementary again.
Okay.
So I'm like 3 seasons into that. Caught up on Matlock, the new Matlock. Watch that with the wife whenever she can make time. Like I turn off whatever I'm watching or whatever, and I'm like, all right, what are we watching together that we usually watch together, right?
Yeah. So like Amazing Race, we just started the Amazing Race, even though the new season's about to kick off. Same thing. Like my wife was like, "Hey, I want to watch this." I was like, "Cool."
Like you're starting from the beginning, like
no. Just this last season.
Okay.
Yeah, because we watched them in the past. Like we're not consistent, but we watched them, as time permits. So now we're on this. I think it's like season 26 or something like that. I don't know. Like the show's been on forever, but yeah, it's the same thing. Like I wouldn't watch it by myself, but my wife wants to watch it. I'm like, okay, let's jump on that.
And the thing with those network ones, like those reality TV shows, they do like 2 a year though. Like it's not like a season like they do that season and then you wait a whole full calendar year and then it comes up again.
That's like Survivor. Survivor's the same way. I mean, we actually do watch that. Like it's really a thing for RJ, Ryan Jr. and my wife. But I'll jump in there. I'll just root for whomever.
So you don't purposely root against whoever they're rooting for. They're like, hey, we root for them.
No. I go by. I'm like George Bush. I go with my gut.
There you go. Then you'll be president one day. That's how that works.
No, thank you.
But so watch some stuff with her. Watch the latest episode of Invincible. I wasn't too thrilled with it, man.
Yeah, it was a little softer. I'm like, the next one might be off the chain because it was a little softer.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Like when it started, I was like, "Are they going to have me cry in this episode? Like, is something going to happen?" Where I'm be like, "Oh man!" Like,
right. It did feel like that. It felt like they were setting up. Yeah. Like I hate when they do that. When they showcase a certain person, you're like, "Oh, they about to murder this person." They still may. Invincible, they still may.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. The way it ended, it's still a possibility. But I was just like, "Oh, don't have me doing this." But yeah, and you didn't see Nolan one time, like that storyline.
No.
Usually they go back and forth between the two. What's happening here? And I was like, huh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, that one was so. I still haven't started Reacher yet. Like I'm probably gonna start it today because they released 3 episodes at once when they did it. Right, it wasn't one episode and then wait a week or whatever. I think 3 of them dropped at one time. So I got to get on that Reacher season 3. Is it season 3 of this one or 4? Whatever season this is for Reacher, but
it's calling my attention. But not, I just can't jump on another show. I got too many shows. But not to get into politics, but I shared with you the article where the actor who plays Jack Reacher, right? Is his first name supposed to be Jack in the character? He went to school with Matt Gaetz, and he does not like him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they went to school together, and he kind of talked about it a little bit. And I was like, that's pretty funny how you never know who is going to interact with who and who they'll become in the future, right? So it's just interesting to see that exchange.
Yeah, we don't get into politics much on here. Like it's definitely not something we discuss on here. But yeah, that was an interesting read. And then it was also interesting to see because he's actually he's very much into his faith. He's like very much into his religion.
Right.
Alan Richter, I think is his real name. And so he was catching hell for that even, right? Because like he went after, a former Republican congressman, and he
Right.
caught some issues with that, and it's just like, come on, people, like, he's an actor, like, let him act, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm eventually gonna get on that. So hopefully next week I'll be like, hey, here's the deal.
Yeah.
The first 3 episodes of Reacher are off the chain. Everybody get on it. You know what I mean? So it's off the meat wagon. You know, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What about you, Chris? How was your week, man?
Week was actually pretty good. Work was good on the TV side, right? I've been on the Severance kick, right? Severance is coming out every Friday, and
I'm
just
storing them up. I can't do week to week.
it's
I gotta
so
store them
good.
up.
It's so good.
I'm
I
hearing nothing
have
but
to
great
watch
things.
it because I am like if I scroll on social media or Reddit, I'll see
Somebody will ruin it.
I'll see a post about this and a spoiler, because I like to right after I watch the episode, I get on Reddit or I like
Right,
instantly
that water cooler talk.
yeah, the water cooler talk. It's like I enjoy that aspect of these mystery box type shows, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, this theory on, you know, these colors were in the background. Oh, this color represents this, and you can
Right.
and there's like a little bit of the cinematography is really good in this show. So and Ben Stiller does an outstanding job, and I mean, I'm telling you, this is legit. There's so much symbolism that you miss upon first watching, and then like there's a character arc in there right now that's just like the acting, right, you know, the whole Severed versus Innie and Audi, but just the contrast in acting, right, and it just showcases how really good these actors are.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, it's so awesome. Yeah, but the latest episode had a scene with, let's just say, I don't want to spoil anything, but it had the veteran actors on there. It was a good scene in it. It's just like, man, these guys are just like some epic actors together, right? It's hard to say without spoiling what happened, but it was just like fantastic.
You made me want to catch. I might catch up by the next time we talk. Then
it's just like,
because I
did you watch the first 2 episodes?
I watched the first episode of the season.
Okay,
and then I was like, I'm gonna wait. So season 1, I watched almost a little bit over half, and then I caught up the rest on YouTube.
Okay, I think actually right now, I think episode 6 just aired. I think you're at a good spot to like, oh man, there's just some. It's a good binging spot. It's just phenomenal right now. It's just really just phenomenal.
How many are usually in a season? Or how many?
I think it's 10 episodes, maybe 12, maybe 12.
I think it was 10 last season.
Yeah. IMDb sometimes shows you, like, if you go into IMDb, it'll show you what's going to run for the season. It just may not have a plot point for it.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's just fantastic. There's just so many layers to it, right? The whole corporate America workers thing, it's crazy. What I like about, you know, getting on Reddit or, you know, going on YouTube, you get to, like, even rewatching it one time, you'll miss something. Some of them mention, hey, look, maybe these characters that haven't been showed, you know, they were showed in the first season, maybe that's what's happening in the second season, right? They're just tying things back, and I like that. There's like plot points that are explored to its full potential, and that's what I like about the show. And it's well written. Apple TV is awesome. I'm a big fan. Also, we finally watched the second Dune movie, right? Big fan. It was fantastic. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you guys not seen first Dune or second Dune movie yet?
So I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet.
Man, Shannon, you would love it.
I need to jump on it.
Action. Instantly, like,
skip the first one, Shannon. The first one is not action.
Yeah, I've heard the first one was not a lot of action, but like, I don't know if I'll miss something if I just jump straight to the second one.
The thing is, yeah, you want to watch the first one, but the thing is, I think there's enough, right? And yeah, there's build up to action, but the second one, dog, it's good. I definitely recommend it, right? There's a scene in there that had me just like, my blood rushing, like, dude, this guy made me want to fight for the planet. That, you know, it was fantastic. It was just a great scene, and I definitely recommend watching it, Ryan. It's really good. And then my British shows are back in circulation, right? Their newest seasons are coming up, right? So we pay for a streaming service called BritBox. It's basically like the BBC and ITV's of streaming service, and it's like they've got the recurring episodes each week. So they come out with episodes either on Tuesday or Thursday. It ties in perfectly. So we've got Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, like, new episodes of something. So we've got content available. So that's been really nice as well. And then on the gaming side, I fired up World of Warcraft Classic the other day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. Because one of my brother plays, right? So I'm like, yeah, let me just join this. I'm like, and it's a classic version, right? This is basically a recreation of the original. And I just remember, like, it's so slow and fantastic. It's just like everything's just there's no like easy buttons, right? You know, when you're picking up a quest, there's no like, oh, this is where you should go. No, you got to read the quest and then go east and figure it out, you know, because this map is huge. And I love that. It's just like, man, you have to think again, right? It's just everything's slower and more difficult to build up. So it's like that journey that's really nice about the original WoW, and I really enjoy that. This is pre like Activision, pre DLC craziness, right? Where
it's a simpler world.
It was a simpler time, so it's like, man, this is pure WoW, and I loved it. It was great. But I remember, like, I played 2 of the expansions like a few years ago, right? And leveling was a lot faster. The original leveling's hella slow. It's just slow, but it's more deliberate, and I really enjoyed that.
I'm never jumping on WoW or any other MMORPG. Never,
Dude,
never
MMO, it's just like
it's like you and you like
drugs.
My friend Matt Morales. So if you listen to this, Matt, he's been trying to get me play WoW for a decade. No.
One of these days you got to try it. No, they got a free trial, right? So it's
no, I'm not gonna do it. So I played Dark Ages of Camelot back in 2003 for a few months, and I started to get sucked in, and I was like, nope.
Yep. It's just so awesome. I love it. I love the digital world. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play a little bit casually. You know, I can't put in the, hours like serious players, but it's all about the fun, right? So, but yeah, that was my week. It was a good time.
That's what's up. So mine was a little bit weird. So I got caught up in the whole Doge reduction situation, but I've been getting lots of support on LinkedIn. So thank you very much for all those people who've reached out to me. It's one of my most quote unquote viral posts ever. Let people know I'm on the market. So if you want to holler at your boy, check out my resume.
Yes, sir.
On LinkedIn, or I'll send it to you. Like let me know. Or if you want to reach out to Ram Security, right? So that's my LLC where I do consulting and freelance work as well. So if you need any of that, hit your boy up. Aside from that, though, I got to watch Gladiator 2 finally. I liked it. It wasn't great. It was good enough. So I liked some of the callbacks. I liked how they tied it all together. Was it necessary? Did they have to make Gladiator 2? No. But Denzel did it. He did his thing. Pedro Pascal, for all intents and purposes, he did a good job as well. People have Pedro Pascal fatigue, right? But I like him in everything he plays, so I'm down. And then obviously Denzel did a remarkable job. The main character also played the role very well. So I did like it. I liked the fights. I think Shannon was right. There could have been more fighting, but. I think it still was a good movie. I would give it an 8. I say it's an 8, 7.5 to an 8, depending upon it. Like if you're more story driven or action driven, I give it an 8 personally.
And so here's the thing: I'm not saying the fight scenes weren't good. The fight scenes when they had them were awesome, but I wanted more of them.
This is a very long movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was. There's a lot of not necessarily filler, but there's a lot of dialogue and things of that nature. But again, like. Denzel only has a few more movies under his belt, and he's going to have to retire. I was appreciative for the character he played. I think he did a really good job. But there does not need to be a Gladiator 3. Don't make that. You're good where you're at. And I wanted to see Captain America this weekend, but I don't know if I may get to it today, maybe, if I could squeeze it into the schedule. I've only missed one Marvel movie in theaters, which was Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And even though it wasn't that great, it would have been a better experience if I saw it in theaters. So I kind of want to see it in theaters, even though I hear it's just okay, which okay is fine for a Marvel flick. It could just be okay. That's fine. I just haven't been driven to go sit there with the masses just yet. But maybe.
You know what's crazy to me is I use Rotten Tomatoes as my judge for how whether or not I should watch
your barometer.
That's my barometer, right? And like the critics are just hating to hate when it comes to Marvel now, I think. And I'm not saying Marvel has been great by any stretch of the imagination, but then when you look at the audience scores, it's at least always like 20-25% higher.
Yeah, and I think it's the same with this one, right? Is it? Because they were like, the espionage is just lackluster or whatever. Like, what do you want? It's an espionage flick with Marvel tropes. Like, that's what you're going there for. It's like when they gave a bad score to the most recent Rambo. They said, oh, he's a one-dimensional character who was all about gore. That's what I go to Rambo for.
Exactly.
I want a one-dimensional character who's all about gore.
I want some machine gun action.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. See some muscles jiggle as you.
Exactly.
Right. Looking like a walking refrigerator. So I'm down for it. So I probably will. I will see it in theaters. I just don't know if today will be that day or what have you. And then I'm caught up on Invincible, like Shannon, and I am behind on Spider-Man. I got to catch up on that. I think I have 2 episodes because they drop 2 at a time. I think it's the cadence now. I figured it out. I think it's like 2 episodes every week is what they're dropping. And there was another show I need to catch up on. I can't remember what it was because Silo was done. Severance, I think I got a marathon now. Oh, it's Castlevania. So I got to pick up Castlevania again because I just need to get through it. It's not bad. It's actually really good. It's just
love the games when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just timing. Like I just haven't had the time to really sit there and get through all the episodes. So all in all, oh, and then the game I played was I'm back on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I watched some videos on how to play this in-game card game called Queen's Blood, and I was murdering them last night. I was
nice.
just doing all the side stuff, right? I'm still not playing the main mission like I need to, so I'm gonna jump on that shortly. But yeah,
That's a change for you. That's a change for you because usually you mainline it and get through fast.
Right. I just been doing everything, just running around like, look at these chocobos, these big birds. I'm gonna race them. But you're supposed to be saving the world, Cloud. What are you doing? Like, nah, I'm gonna go here to the casino and race some big chickens.
What's that part where he does squats?
Yeah, I'm in the gym doing squats, trying to master the squat game. They have another one where Tifa does sit-ups.
Yep.
While you're getting my physical fitness on.
Oh yeah.
Instead of saving the world, it's hilarious to me. But all in all, interesting week. Again, thank you everyone for your support. You'll probably be hearing this a couple weeks out from the actual recording, depending on what platform, right? Like if you're on the radio, I might already have a job. Hopefully, by the time you hear this. But yeah, it's just interesting times we're in. So I'm greatly appreciative to all my friends, family, and for the podcast, right? You guys keep me sane, so I appreciate it. Hit up all the websites that go by the name of The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask CISSP, or ramcyber.io. Check that out, ramcyber.io. Hit your boy up. And then you can hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy. You can find me on all the platforms, but LinkedIn is where I'm most active. And then where can they find you, Chris?
You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Chris Abacon. Last name spelled Abacon.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.